With me here today is Lupita Garcia. Hi, Lupita.
Hi, Rosanna.
You know, when you go to another country, it's always nice to have a tour guide. And we are very lucky to have her today to show us things around. Where are we?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for being here. I'm very happy that you are with us. And we are in the training center of Alternare. This is a training center for the Ejidos, an indigenous community that lives in the Monarch Butterfly Reserve. This is the training center.
You know, on Tuesday, when we were up in Sierra Chincua talking about the biology of Monarch, we talked briefly about the Ejido system of land management. Students all over US and Canada are very familiar to the park systems there, where basically people don't live inside the parks. But here it works very different. Can you tell us what does Ejido mean and how does it work?
Yes, of course. Ejido means when a piece of land is given as a property and use for the group of campesinos. They can live there, but also protect it. Let me explain also that campesino is the Spanish word for a farmer or a person who works in a farm. That means that the land where the monarch butterflies arrive and pass the winter every year has owners, and that these owners were there before the government created that land as a conserved natural reserve. And also we have to think that these campesinos use this land as their first, they depend on it to survive, but also they help conservation and protecting this area.
How was the Ejido founded?
Well, it was founded by President Lázaro Cárdenas in Mexico after the revolution in 20th century. And this revolution recognized the way of the campesino works in the land, but also it recognized the needs for the campesinos and that they have to work. So they give them a piece of land and natural resources to use them.
Well, it's good to know also that in Mexico, the majority of the conserved natural areas are in hands of ejidos and indigenous community, almost 80% of them. 3/4 of land on this way are covered with vegetation. This means half the rainforest and 1/4 of our temperate forests. So tell me, when did Alternare start working and why here?
Well, yeah, we started our work here in 1995, asking us ourselves this question: it is possible to conserve the land where the monarch arrived when this forest belongs to a group of persons that they depend on their survival to use it? That was our first feeling when we arrived here. And now I'm going to show you a short video that summarizes all what Alternare does.
Great, let's watch it.
Let's go.
The Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve is an area that has been declared a high-priority conservation spot by the National Commission for the Understanding and Use of Biodiversity of our country on account of its biodiversity and its important rainwater collection. The monarch butterflies spend the winter at the Oyamel forests in Michoacán and state of Mexico. In colonies of up to 20 million individuals, they travel 2,485.6 miles to leave behind the icy mountains of North America's Big Lakes region. At the same time, the forest and the animals that live there must coexist with the peasants who dwell in the reserve and use the forest as their only means to subsist. In 1985, when the area was decreed as a sanctuary, the use of the forest was restricted. However, the reserve has lost an important part of its forest since its creation, mainly due to the constant illegal cutting of the forest. Forest fire. The changes in land use for agriculture and shepherding. The traditional extraction of trees for construction and fuel, and the use of trees as an extra income for the families. Facing this undeniable reality, the question arises, is it possible to preserve our forest even when its inhabitants depend on it to subsist? Is it possible to establish a fruitful relationship between the forest and its residents? We at Alternare believe it is. We at Alternare know that a productive and well-handled forest is the only way to maintain the local groups, the forest and the butterflies in good conditions. Only if the peasants get to obtain real benefits, conservation will turn into an acknowledged activity locally valued. For Alternare, the key action is the promotion of human capital based on the millennial idea that if you give fish to a man, he'll eat one day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat his whole life. Welcome to Alternare, an unprofitable organization aimed to develop environmental educational procedures at rural communities. Founded in 1998 by a group of experienced professionals in conservation, along with a group of peasants trained in agroecology techniques, Alternare has made its mission to change the residents' attitude toward the use, handling, and appreciation of their natural resources. In order to achieve this, Alternare qualified the peasants in the use of alternative techniques, which help the natural resources recovery and conservation, providing them with immediate benefits and the chance of having a decent standard of living. Alternare uses a methodology designed in such a way the peasants are the ones who build their own project of life. There are no impositions within the Alternare model, so the projects are all theirs. The educational method of Alternare passes from one peasant to another, since a peasant will pay more attention to another peasant. Alternare develops a model of sustainable production based on 3 objectives. The production for self-consumption assures the model operation because it demonstrates that in an appropriately cultivated hectare, it is possible for a family to produce enough to live decently. Alternare qualifies the peasants in agroecology production techniques, like land and water conservation, to avoid erosion and promotes the collection of rainwater. Up to this date, Alternare has contributed to keep more than 1,100 tons of land and to collect more than 1,849,210 gallons of water in each rain season by the construction of more than 40,463.2 yards of ditches and terraces. The production and utilization of organic fertilizers recovers the soil's fertility, and it represents a family saving because they don't have to buy agrochemicals anymore. The crop rotation, corn, beans, wheat, peas, and broad beans are among other crops which maintain soil's fertility and promotes the production of a bigger diversity and quantity of grains. The planting of vegetable barriers to avoid soil's erosion and to obtain forages. Fruit growing improves the family's food supply by a bigger production variety at the plot. The production of organic vegetables in the backyard. Alternare has collaborated in setting up more than 200 vegetable gardens for the families that have adopted the model. Taking care and handling animals like chickens, rabbits, and turkeys in the backyard improves the family diet. Alternare has served as a consultant and has collaborated in the construction of more than 90 fenced enclosures for animals. The second objective is the conservation, recovery, and good forest handling. To achieve this objective, Alternare works in the production and handling of forestry. Alternare has contributed producing and planting more than 38,000 trees in 28 collective plant nurseries. The adobe brick production is an alternative construction technique to reduce pressure on the forest. This practice allows the self-construction of houses, pens, and day latrines, and it connects with a collective construction program. The construction of 300 wood-saver stoves, which represent a 50% wood saving to cook, as well as a remarkable decrease in health risks by diminishing the quantity of combustion-generated smoke. Alternare's third objective considers the development of rural communities which allow the community members to put together small productive units like honey production and commercialization, the production of organic products for good health sake, the production of organic fertilizers, poultry farming of chickens and turkeys, the production of potted vegetables and fruits. Alternare's educational model for the sustainable development focuses on the daily participation of the community members. The main goal is the gradual appropriation of the model by the families, groups, and communities. Each group begins this process with a workshop class of community participation, whose purpose is to make easier to the participants by analyzing and thinking carefully to make a diagnosis of its region and to identify the problems and obstacles they have to overcome to turn their environment into the place they want to live in. The first shop ends with the conception of a strategy where there's specified activities, responsibilities, and a calendar of commitments. Alternare accompanies and follows up the commitment's execution settled down in the strategy. At the same time supports the participants by training them in different topics. However, it is important to make clear that the communities must be the ones to invite Alternare to support them. In order to give continuity to the projects and multiply the efforts done, the strategy that Alternare considers necessary is the qualification of local peasants that can act as consultants for its own communities. An important tool which facilitates the formation of strategic bonds between all of the participants is the Training and Demonstrating Center built in the area by the organization. Up to now, Alternare's achievements are evident and encouraging. Maybe the bigger one is the peasants' trust by embracing the model, which is extending to more and more families in the region. Alternare works with more than 300 families. Approximately 1,500 peasants distributed in different communities. The qualifying program for instructors is already in its 4th generation. The change of attitude toward the use, appreciation, and natural resources good handling, and the peasants' trust to practice new ways to use and make the most of their resources are the most important impacts due to their permanency value. The change of attitude that Alternare is looking for gets hampered if the peasants can't appreciate the direct benefits as a result of the new ways of sustainable production. It is impossible to think in nature's conservation without contemplating the impacts caused by mankind. Alternare is a whole and proven project whose changing strategy is based on the community participation, organization, and qualification. If you believe that mankind and nature can form a productive unit, if you think it is indispensable to take effective measures on the matter, if you believe that conservation is the way, support Alternare.